Welcome back to the Bro Country Podcast. My name is Joey, and as always, I am joined by...
Hey man, it's Chris over here. What's going on tonight, Joey?
Not much, man. We have our honorary host on with us tonight, Mr. Jake Rowe. What's up, Jake?
Oh, not much, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks
Pretty
for hopping
good.
on. Always have a
Hanging
good
in there.
time.
Everybody doing good?
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you taking the time to hop on with us and get through this episode, man. It's always fun having you on.
Oh, I know, man. I love it. Anytime you guys ask me to come on, man, I'm always down.
Heck yeah, man.
That's right. What are we covering tonight, Joey?
Man, we're going to be talking Travis Tritt tonight. So we're going to...
Legend.
Absolute country music icon. And we've all recently seen him in concert, too.
Yes.
Opening up for Brooks and Dunn, which we talked about last week on the show. So those of you that listen know that Chris and I were there, but Jake was also there as well. So the man still got it. That's for sure.
Right. Fresh in our memories. That was a great night.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome concert. Awesome concert.
That was definitely an all-timer for me. Travis Tritt opening up for Brooks and Dunn.
That was a good one. It's probably one of my top 5 concerts so far.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, so guys, if you're new here, basically what we do, we pick an artist every once in a while that we want to talk about and kind of dive into their background and then talk about our top 5 songs and favorite albums that artist has put out. So this week we chose Travis Tritt, so we're just going to go ahead and dive into this and talk a little background about Travis and how we, were introduced to his music, our thoughts on Travis, if you didn't already catch the drift of how we feel about him already, and rank our top 5 songs and talk about our favorite album by Travis. But what do you guys remember about, discovering Travis Tritt, or how were you introduced to his music?
Well, I mean, Travis was one of the icons of the 90s, man. I mean, he was up there with the best of them, and it seemed like every time you turned on the radio, there was at least one of his songs on. If not, you'd heard 2 or 3 different ones.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was a hit, man.
Absolutely. Chris, what about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, Tritt, he's part of the class of '89. So I mean, he came out right before the '90s and was just cranking out hits the whole time. I mean, he was definitely. I mean, he had periods there where he was definitely one of the top 4 or 5 guys in country music. I mean, it would have been hard to avoid Tritt's music during that time. I mean, I think it was everywhere. He was all over CMT. He's got a bunch of iconic videos. Obviously, like Jake said, all over the radio. He was, I think, probably the second arena show that I ever saw. So, I mean, he was one of the guys for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What about you, Joey?
Similar, just the music was everywhere, obviously, back then in the 90s, and we grew up in the 90s, so you heard it everywhere. And my aunt, she was a huge Travis Tritt fan. She would go to all the shows, had all the t-shirts, the merch, all that. She was just like a diehard Travis Tritt fan. So I remember being a kid and her telling us about like the stories of going to concerts and all that, and I actually didn't get to see Travis until 2019 was the first time I saw him, actually. And it was at a little casino over in Indiana. And, dude, it was awesome. I mean, the crowd, it was definitely a different crowd than your normal country concert. Yeah, like at Riverbend when we saw him last week or whatever. Yeah. Or the week before, whenever my timeline's running together here. But but it was definitely a different crowd. It was a very, like, calm, kind of quiet crowd. But, man, the guy is just, he's still got it. I mean, he's freaking awesome live. A great songwriter, great singer. Just an all-timer, for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, so guys, we'll go ahead and dive into his background a little bit here. Basically, this information I just looked up online, pulled from most of it from Wikipedia, don't judge me. But yeah, Travis was born on February 9th in 1963 in Marietta, Georgia. And he really started wanting to get into singing after seeing his church choir perform at a young age. And he actually started playing guitar at 8 years old and taught himself how to play, which is pretty impressive for a young kid to be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And really, what I thought was pretty cool is he started playing songs for his classmates at school. He didn't really start like in the church, at least from this information that I read. He was like playing at school for his classroom, so that was pretty sweet. And then as a teenager, he joined his church's band. And then in high school, that's when he really started writing songs, and he formed a bluegrass band, and they actually won a contest. And the contest they won was when they sang "Mamas Only Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys," which is an absolutely iconic song. But yeah, after that, he got into doing like HVAC, AC work, and was playing local clubs throughout his young adult years. And one of his buddies told him, you need to stop and focus on playing music. And his dad always told him, you're not going to make it in country music. And His mom really wanted him to chase a career in singing like Christian music, but he decided to take the other route and to go play country music. But yeah, later on he linked up with Danny Davenport of Warner Brothers Records and started recording demos, which he later signed to the label. And I couldn't find the exact year that he signed. I read one article said 1987, and then another one said 1989. So somewhere between 87 and 89 is when he signed with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, his debut single came out in 89, so he probably signed in 87, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But yeah, Davenport also helped him find a talent manager who was Ken Cragen, I believe is how that name is pronounced. At the time, Ken wasn't actually interested in taking on an entry-level act, but he took Tritt on anyway. So that's kind of funny to think that somebody was looking to pass up on Travis Tritt. But yeah, Travis has released 7 studio albums, a greatest hits package for the label between then and 1999. In the 2000s, he released 3 studio albums on Columbia Records, and one for the now defunct Category 5 Records. 7 of his albums, counting the greatest hits, are certified platinum or higher by the RIAA. The highest certified is the 1991 It's All About the Change album, which is certified triple platinum. And he's charted more than 40 times on the Hot Country Songs chart, including 5 number ones with Help Me Hold On, Anymore, Can I Trust You With My Heart, Foolish Pride, and Best of Intentions. Shoo-wee! Those are some amazing songs.
That's some legendary songs right there.
Yeah. And he has had 15 additional top 10 singles, and he really has been influenced by mainstream country and southern rock. He actually just recently put out an album, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, he played a couple tracks at the show the other day.
Yeah, he did. And I was happy with that because I was wondering if he would play any of the newer stuff, which I think, like you said, he only played 1 or 2. Which one was it? He played the
Smoking a Bar.
Smoking a Bar.
Sure.
Yeah, he definitely played that one, which is kind of the lead track off that album.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool to see him, like, just how his career has progressed from when he started, and to think how we were so young in the 90s to being grown and being able to still appreciate this guy's music for so long has been incredible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's 32 years ago his debut single came out, and there we are, 2 weeks ago, probably 18 to 20,000 people singing every single word to every song that he played that night. Mm-hmm. The power of music, man, it's just crazy.
And not only that, man, is he was rocking the stage, man. He was running all over the place, jumping up and down.
He was.
I mean, the dude he acted like he was in his 20s.
Yeah. His energy was like super high. It was like a mini Garth show, like running around, jumping, and acting crazy. I'm like, man, this guy is acting like Garth up there. Not literally the same or anything.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. Just very energetic for his age.
We saw him probably, I think it was May, but it was at a acoustic show. It was just him sitting on a stool, and he was amazing. And then, like you said, he was balls to the wall, all out, dancing all over the stage the other night. So I mean, he's, I think you already mentioned it, but he wrote most of his own music. He's a great guitar player, so he can grab a guitar and just sit on the stage by himself, or he can rock out to 20,000 people.
Yeah. Him and Waylon Jennings were good buddies back in the day before Waylon passed, and he always kind of, from what I've read, looked up to Waylon as like inspiration, and he even covered Where Corn Don't Grow, and that was a huge hit for Travis. Like, some people don't even know that's a Waylon Jennings song that I've talked to, what, and I love Waylon's version, obviously. I'm a big Waylon fan, but I mean, he just has, and also I read an article or saw like an interview where, and I thought this was kind of interesting, where they refer to him as like one of the last outlaws, Travis Tritt. And I never really considered him like the outlaw style of country artist, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think most 90s mainstream getting played on the radio all the time probably were considered outlaws, but I mean, he definitely introduced a lot of rock influence to mainstream country. He definitely was rocking one of the first mullets in country music. And he's also extremely outspoken when it comes to his beliefs. Which I think probably tends to gear more towards the outlaw movement now.
That's true. Very true. He's very active on social media too, and does not care to post his beliefs about anything.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all.
No, which is, commendable. At least he's honest about whatever he's thinking and feeling. I'd rather someone be straight up than just sugarcoat it for media. But
That's right.
Oh, 100%.
so good for him. And yeah, I think that's also something that is attractive, about him to his fans, is that he's just authentic and, doesn't have to put on a front for anybody and just is who he is, take it or leave it.
Yeah, he's very real. He's raw, and I mean, it's like he's not. There's nothing fake about him. I mean, everything you just see and hear is just, it's just true. It's him. I mean, there's no really other artist out there that's kind of got like that sound that he has. You know what I mean? But man, he is iconic and just what he's done and all of his hits and everything else. I mean, it's hard to beat Travis Tritt. It really is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. His vocals are still on point. I mean, he can just belt those lyrics, and I mean, he's just really done a good job of staying relevant too over the past 30 years.
Yeah, when I listen to Tritt, I think that I hear a lot of Stapleton and Luke in Tritt. Just that grit, that soul, that his music was definitely not overproduced, and he just had a very, very soulful voice back when he was cutting all those hits.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and he's a huge advocate for the troops and the military as well. He always shouts them out at shows, and the one music video that he did where he played like a disabled veteran and everything, and he always talks about it at his shows how he got to volunteer at the DAV is where he was volunteering out of one of the states close to where he's from. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Do you remember him talking about that?
Yeah, I remember him talking about it, but I can't remember the details. I know he's gone overseas a bunch.
Yeah. So that's awesome that he's such an advocate for the military and everything too. But yeah, speaking of Travis Tritt hits, I mean, he's got so many, and one thing we wanted to talk about was our favorite albums, and I guess I'll let you kick it off, Chris. What's your favorite Tritt album?
I would say that my favorite Tritt album at the time, because I mean, I vividly remember going to Disc Jockey when I was a kid and buying, all those. Probably the first 5 or 6 Tritt albums were big deals. But for whatever reason, and it's not the one that's got the most hits on it, but maybe just because of the age that I was at the time. But the one that I remember listening to the most was 10 Feet Tall and Bulletproof.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Definitely a good one. Absolutely, man.
Oh, that had all kinds of hits on it. I mean, obviously the cover song, 10 Feet Tall and Bulletproof, that was a hit. I mean, Foolish Pride was on that one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Tell Me I Was
Foolish
Dreaming.
Pride.
Tell Me I
Yeah,
Was
Foolish
Dreaming.
Pride's so good.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
Also a version of Between an Old Memory and Me,
Yep.
which is
Big
a
hit for him.
phenomenal song, period.
Yeah. What about you, Joey?
I don't know, it might be cliche, man, but I got to go with Country Club.
Oh man, that's not cliche. It's not. The hard part about doing our favorites for these guys is that it's hard not to be cliche because the iconic songs are iconic for a reason, and the iconic albums are iconic for a reason.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Country Club, it's got obviously Country Club, I'm Gonna Be Somebody, Put Some Drive in Your Country, Help Me Hold On. I mean, you could just ramble them off, man. And
that's crazy, man. Yeah.
Hit after hit after hit. So yeah, that's got to be my favorite Tritt album.
It's a good one.
What about you, Jake?
Oh, mine was Down the Road I Go.
Oh, see, I was torn between that one and Country Club, but I had to go with Country Club.
See, there's one or two of those songs that made it kind of stand out, and that was like Best of Intentions. That was on there. Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde. That was another one. And then I think, I could be wrong, but I think that It's a Great Day to Be Alive was on that one too.
Yep, it's on there.
Yeah.
And Love of a Woman. He had 4 big hits off that one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tritt, man. All these albums had like super popular songs for him, so it's hard to really pick like a favorite one,
Yeah. I mean, that's a great choice, Jake. Tritt had a couple albums where he didn't really have hits leading up to that. And then Down the Road I Go was a massive, massive album for him. And, I mean, It's a Great Day to Be Alive is like all-time iconic. I mean, Luke. Actually, I saw Luke Combs this past weekend, and he covered it right in the middle of the show, and the whole place was going totally bonkers for it.
Wow.
Man, that'd have been nice to see. I'd never seen Luke cover that one.
Yeah, it was good.
That's awesome. And Down the Road I Go, that was 10 years after Country Club came out.
Yeah, I think that was either 01 or 2000 maybe.
Yeah, 2000. Country Club was 90, and then Down the Road I Go was 2000.
Yeah.
And 10 Feet Tall and Bulletproof, that one came out in 94. I was 3 years old. Probably rocking out with a sippy cup, listening to Travis Tritt. Yeah, good choices, fellas.
We didn't know what we were listening to, but it
No.
sounded good.
It sounded good, right?
That's funny.
That's for sure.
And all three of us picked different albums.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that, actually. I'm anxious to see how our top 5 songs go.
Oh, it's gonna be tough. I've got 11 songs written down.
Oh man.
I've got my top 5, but then I got 5 honorable mentions under
Yeah.
that. So.
Oh man.
Hey, you guys both got me beat. I've got my top 5, and then I did 4 honorable mentions.
I mean, this is.
You didn't get yours off Spotify again, did you?
I did deep dive through his discography and look through all the albums just to see, but I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to put on my list before I even looked.
It's freaking. It's
and
hard.
I think I only replaced like 1 out of the original. Like I tried to go with the ones that first came to my mind.
Right.
You know, instead of looking through and being like, okay, I want to do this one. Oh no, let me switch this around. I was just like, let me just go with my first thought, and I did it literally probably. I don't know, Jake. You and I were texting a little bit ago, an hour and a half ago or so. That's when I made my list, literally. So I could be ready.
I had my top 5 already in my head this morning. And then
Oh yeah.
I just kind of, went back and kind of did what you did. Just kind of went over the list to make sure I wasn't missing any. But my top 5 didn't really alter at all. So
that's awesome. I was listening to it all, like Travis Tritt the last couple of days, just because I knew we were going to be talking about this episode, and it's just, gosh,
It's good stuff, man.
hard not to sing along, man. That's for sure. I guess.
I mean, what you got? Anything else about Travis in your notes there, Joe?
I didn't really have anything else. That was really all the background I had. Did you have anything additional?
I've just got written down here. Opry member since '92. So I mean, he's been involved in the Opry for a long time.
Quickly.
And he has got him and Marty Stewart had a pretty cool relationship through their careers.
Yeah.
They recorded a bunch of songs together, had 2 or 3 big hits together, and they toured on and off throughout the years. And you don't see that very much in country, where there's like just kind of a relationship that kind of stays through their whole career. So those guys were always pretty close and had a couple big hits together.
Yeah, that's very true, man. Jake, did you have any other background notes or anything or any thoughts you want to throw in before we get into the song ranking?
not really, man. It's hard to, find anything out that, he really hasn't done. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's won Grammys. I mean, he's in the Opry, all these top 10s and top 5s and platinum albums and everything else. I mean, it's really impressive.
Oh, one thing I did want to talk about, I don't have any notes on it or anything, but he's got a somewhat extensive acting career as well.
He does.
Like he's appeared on TV shows, done his little music videos, and all these different things. I can't remember the list off the top of my head, but when I was researching this past week, I was like, man, he's appeared on a lot of like TV shows and stuff.
Well, I know wasn't like Anymore, Tell Me I Was Dreaming, and then there was a third song, but all the music videos were linked together.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They're connected.
Yeah. Like told a story.
Chris, what was that third one? I can't even remember. Tell Me I Was Dreaming, Anymore.
Oh gosh, I don't know if it was Help Me Hold On or.
No, I don't think it was one of his real big popular ones.
No.
I couldn't tell you the title of it, but I do know that they were all linked together.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean,
remember.
Anymore is the one that people remember the most. I think. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably a top 10 iconic country video. I mean, that thing was.
Oh, here it is. Anymore, Tell Me I Was Dreaming, and If I Lost You.
If I Lost You, I don't
There
even
it
know
is.
if I know that one.
I haven't heard that in forever, but I just had to look it up. I have seen the videos though, because there's like, I'm pretty sure There's like a big YouTube mashup video that puts them like all together or something.
Yeah.
But it's been like a long time since I've seen that.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
it's
I
kind
need to
of
see
It's
that.
kind of like a heart-wrenching little story, too. Like,
Oh,
it's
dude.
It's not a real... I mean, well, probably by the time you get to the third one, but man, them first two videos, man, they were kind of like, wow.
Yeah. Music videos were just so different back then.
Yeah, they really
Well, they
were.
meant something.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic for a whole different episode. But like, when you compare music videos of today compared to the '90s and back then, those were like mini movies in like 3 minutes, you know. Whereas today, it's just like, I don't know. I'll throw "Beer Never Broke My Heart" by Luke Combs' video for an example. There's kind of a little narrative to it, but it's mostly just Luke singing in a bar for fans and a guy missing a field goal, you know. Which is
Right.
cool. I love Luke, obviously.
Yeah.
I love that song, but it's just, and he's, you know, arguably the biggest name in country music right now. But it's just different.
Yeah, CMT was just such a bigger deal then. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you had millions and millions of people watching CMT. Now,
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure that they make some money off of YouTube, off the views on YouTube, but not like whenever there were millions and millions of people watching CMT. So
Exactly.
I'm sure the
I don't
budgets
know
on
about
those
you
videos
boys.
were.
A lot
I
bigger
don't know
back
about
then.
you boys, but I didn't have no CMT. I had GAC. I had whatever was on the local stuff.
GAC.
That's funny.
I went through an era in my childhood where we had GAC, and then I just remember one day getting CMT, and my grandma would always flip the cable companies and cut them off and go to local, and then
It was whoever's bill was cheaper that month.
oh
That's
yeah,
right.
that month literally, yeah, that was it. But yeah, I just had to bring that up because I was thinking about that as I was doing the research on Tritt, because a lot of his videos are just very iconic, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But-
country club, very iconic.
Even the modern day Bonnie and Clyde music video, man. I mean, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But boys, I'm ready to jump into this ranking if you guys are.
Let's do it, man.
Absolutely.
I'll kick it off. Okay.
We're going 5-1 and then do honorable mentions after.
Yeah. So
Okay.
again, for those of you that may be new here or haven't listened to one of our episodes where we do a ranking, we always start with our lowest to highest, and then we'll throw out some honorable mentions. We start with number 5, go all the way to number 1, and I usually kick it off, then pass it around to these guys. So with that being said, we'll jump into it. Number 5, I've got Best of Intentions.
It's killer track.
Very good song. It may be a little low on my list, actually, because that is one I've always went
Yes,
back to.
yes, it
by
is
Tritt.
low.
But that's what I've got, man. Chris, what do you got at 5?
Number 5, I've got Help Me Hold On.
Whew. That is a good one.
Yeah, man, he did the tearjerkers real well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake, what do you have at 5?
Mine was the same. Help me hold on at number 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
That's right.
You two have the similar list so far this time. Number 4, I've got Tell Me I Was Dreaming.
Oof.
One of my favorite Tritt
So
songs.
good. So good.
Absolutely, man. What do you have, Chris, at number 4?
Number 4, I've got Foolish Pride.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hit, but it's not. People don't consider that one of his kind of iconic hits. But it's so good, man, and it's just ripping apart, of a relationship, and he just killed it.
Very good song. Jake, what about you, man?
Number 4 is I'm Gonna Be Somebody.
Oh, love that song, man.
All
that's a
timer
good
right
one.
there.
Absolutely.
It's hard not to keep it out of the top 5.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of those ones that he's just known for too. You know.
Man, and I'm telling you, when he played that concert, man, that place erupted. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah.
Like I think that was like the one song where it just got everybody's attention. I'm pretty sure everybody that was on their way to the restroom stopped and started belting at the top of their lungs.
Yeah. The beer line got a little louder too.
That's right.
It did. That's a fact. I was standing right by it.
That's awesome.
What you got at number 3, Joey?
Number 3 for me, guys, I've got "It's a Great Day to Be Alive." Just because that's like a Tritt theme song right there. You know,
It
it's
is.
gotta be. You gotta love it. If you're making a list, it's gotta be in it, I think. But that's why I had at number 3. What do you have, Chris?
Number 3, I've got Can I Trust You with My Heart.
Man, you're coming up with the deep ones, man.
Man, I love the. I mean, you'll see when we get to the honorable mentions, but I mean, God, these songs are amazing. So good.
Yeah. Jake, what about you?
Mine at number 3 was "Tell Me I Was Dreaming."
Oh man, I love that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Very powerful song. Man, top 2. This one's going quick.
What we got?
It is.
I've got "I'm Gonna Be Somebody" at number 2. It's my
Amazing.
number 2, which we've already kind of talked about it with Jake, but yeah, it's my number 2, man. What'd you have?
Number 2, I've got "Anymore." Another tearjerker, but man,
Good one.
he just sang the shit out of these songs, man.
Yeah, he did. Jake, what'd you have it to?
Mine's the same again. "Anymore" at number 2.
Dang, you and
There we
Chris must
go.
have collaborated on this or something beforehand.
That's right.
No, man, just great minds think alike. That's all that is.
Drum roll, please, for number 1.
Here we go. What do you got, Joey?
Number 1, I've got the one that you guys just had, "Anymore" by Travis
Oh.
Tritt.
God,
Probably
that was an amazing moment at the show the other night. That's when the lights come out.
Oh yeah, that's definitely my favorite Tritt song as of today. Anyway, ask me in 10 years, it might change. I don't know, but as of today, it was "Anymore." What about you, Chris?
Well, I think great minds think alike. We all had this one pretty high. I've always thought that "I'm Gonna Be Somebody's" my favorite Tritt song. It's always been number 1 for me.
That's such
I mean,
a
when
good
he says "sandy-haired river boy," oh man, the freaking hair on my arm stand up every single time, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a freaking line, and what a part of that song. It's so good.
definitely. Jake, I'm curious to know what you have at number 1.
At number 1, I have "Best of Intentions."
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that made my top
it
5.
was-
I feel like I could have flipped that with "It's a Great Day to Be Alive," just because "It's a Great Day to Be Alive" is kind of cliche, but gotta have it. If it's not in your guys' honorable mentions, I'm gonna be disappointed.
I didn't put it, but it's freaking amazing. I love it.
What? I'm signing off. See you guys later. No. Speaking of honorable mentions, I'll just ramble through mine, and then you guys can just ramble through yours. I only had, I lied. I said I had 4. I have 3. I put 3 down.
What you got?
I put "Where Corn Don't Grow."
Yep.
That might be my favorite song by Travis Tritt, but I didn't put it in my top 5 because it's a cover, and I was like, I love Waylon's version too. I just think that's one of the best songs of all time.
And Riley's version, the
Yeah,
new version.
Riley Green recently cut a version, and I mean, that is like one of my all-time favorite country songs, and I love all 3 versions, you know. So
Yeah.
that I have that in honorable mentions. I've got "Country Club" because that one's just an awesome, fun song.
Yep.
And I've got "Put Some Drive in Your Country" because that's a freaking jam.
That is a jam.
And when he plays that live, the crowd is freaking crazy. So I put that in my honorables.
Absolutely, man.
Jake, what do you have in your honorables, man?
Mine, I had 5 of them.
Ooh-hoo.
And honestly, they were just as tough as the top 5. But at 1, I got "It's a Great Day to Be Alive."
Boom.
2, "Love of a Woman."
Nice.
Oof.
3, "Where Corn Don't Grow."
Nice.
And number 4 is actually off of his newest album, and it's "Set in Stone."
Man, that's a
I just
good
heard
one.
that today. That is a great song.
That is a awesome song.
That's the title
That is a
track
great
too.
song. Yes. Yes,
That
it is.
I really like that one, and I do like "Smoking a Bar" a lot off the new album.
"Smoking a Bar" was good, but man, "Set in Stone," man, that song has got a lot of meaning behind it.
Yeah, most definitely. That album. I mean, I haven't listened to it since it came out, like all the way through. I've just listened to
good,
those 2 or
man.
3, but it is a very solid project for Travis, and I mean, there's a lot of rock in it too, like rock influence, just like his older stuff
Yeah.
kind of. So I really like that about it.
But then rounding out the 5 and the honorable mentions was "Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde."
Nice,
Another killer.
But,
heck yeah, Chris. What
But
were
there
your
was-
honorables, my friend?
What else you got there, Jake?
Oh, sorry, Jake, I didn't mean to
oh
Yeah,
no,
buddy.
go ahead. No, go ahead. I will talk about it after this.
All right, sorry, man.
Oh man, my honorable mentions. I'm kind of like you, Joey. I didn't put the covers in, but I mean, corn don't grow. My God, what a song! Jesus,
Yeah.
Christ. And then probably the loud. I mean, one of the loudest live songs that he's got is the Elvis cover, "Trouble."
Oh yeah,
Which
I
is
didn't even
just
think about that
freaking
one.
jam live. But
Yeah.
my number 1 favorite Tritt recording, not his song, but my favorite Tritt recording is "Take It Easy." His version of "Take It Easy."
Dude,
Man, good Lord.
absolutely
I mean,
crushes it.
yeah. I mean, that's one of the best songs of all time, and I mean, it's an Eagles song, but Tritt killed it. And I mean, common threads, the Eagles kind of tribute album that came out in '94 with all country artists. Tritt's version of "Take It Easy" was kind of the standout track from that. So he always plays it live, and it's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jake, sorry man, I didn't mean to cut you off a minute ago. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, it's hard to pick all the songs that that Travis did, but man, when it come to like those love ballads,
Yeah.
there was just something about the way he sang those things, man, like the soul and that little rasp in his voice, and just
Yep.
Yeah.
they were iconic.
Very unique voice, very stands out from the rest,
Mm-hmm.
And he could carry those real like long and high heavy notes too. Sweet, man. That's
Agreed.
gonna wrap up our top 5 and our favorite album. You guys got any like final thoughts on Tritt? Anything else you want to throw out there tonight?
Oh, you got anything, Jake?
Man, the guy never gets old. I mean, you turn on the radio, he's on there, you're going to listen to it. I mean, you're not going to turn him off. So, I mean, it's, he was such an influence to why I fell in love with country music.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I've talked about, my parents listened to it all the time. Mom was a big Diamond Rio fan, but Dad loved Travis Tritt.
Mm-hmm.
And between Travis and all the other artists, but man, Travis really stood out to me and is probably my favorite artist from that era.
Yeah.
That really struck a chord with me,
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Man, it would be so hard for me to pick my favorite artist from like the late 80s, early 90s, like 90s era. So many good artists during that time frame.
Yeah, you could pick one of 20 probably.
Yeah.
But I do think if I had to pick, it would probably be Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Good Lord, they were awesome the other night.
Then you could split them off though, but that was a band. See what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
true. I was
Yeah,
gonna
you're
say
right.
I'm thinking like
Solo artists and you got your
solo
band.
artist.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
See, this is the idea for a new episode, boys. We need to run these guys through a March Madness bracket, and we'll just
Let's
get
do
down.
it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be
Let's do
fun.
it. After we do a few more like this, we should do a
absolutely.
next March we can do it.
Do
We
like
can
a
do like a top
90s March
16.
Madness.
Yes.
Dude, that's funny that you say that because there's this kid on YouTube or not on YouTube, on TikTok that follows us and we follow him. He's like a young aspiring artist, Maddox Ross, such a good dude. Go check him out, guys, on TikTok. But he actually just posted like a super long video series on TikTok of the greatest country song of all time, and it was like a tournament where he would like pick 2 songs and like splice them together in a video, and then put a poll for his followers to click which one they like better. And it was kind of like the same idea. It was like a bracket style tournament where he narrowed it down to like the top songs. I think it was the final songs were "Forever and Ever" by Randy Travis, and the other one I cannot remember. I think it was Lukenbach, Texas, with Willie and Waylon.
There you go.
Either that or Mama's Only Your Babies Go Up to Be Cowboys. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of them with Willie and Waylon. So that would be a fun episode idea, Jake. We'll have to have you on for that.
Oh, I'll be there.
Good call, my man. Good call.
That's right, man.
And I get competitive when it comes to breaking down a bracket, boys. So if I get
There's three of us, so we'll just have to vote on each one, and whoever
Right.
whoever gets two votes moves on.
I was gonna say that'll make it easier that way.
That's what you need to do. You need to start a poll of your top 16 90s artists. Then we'll break them down after that.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one. Cool, man. Well, that's all I had, boys. I didn't have anything else tonight. But Jake, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. It's always fun getting to hang out and talk country music with you, my friend.
That's
Boys,
right, man.
It's always a pleasure. I love coming on the show and talking this stuff with you. And anytime you guys need me, I'll be there.
Now we just
Sure.
got to figure out who we're going to cover the next time Jake comes on.
Well, we'll figure it out. We got
yeah.
we got to pick 16 artists. So, but yeah. So guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We definitely appreciate that. If you're not following us on social media, go check us out. Just search Bro Country Pod. You'll find us everywhere. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, streaming on all major platforms. Share it with your friends and family. We would totally appreciate that. And if you guys do enjoy the show and you're listening on Apple, please give us a rating on Apple Podcasts. We would absolutely appreciate that. But yeah, I think that's going to do it, guys. Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right, guys. As always, until next time, keep it country and take care of each other.